Like, all this for a YouTube video? Like, you're risking your life, 24 years in prison for a YouTube video? Is it really that worth it, bro? Scumbag IRL streamer now facing 24 years in Philippines prison. Video by Atozi. Right, let's get straight to it.
This scumbag IRL influencer can now be facing up to multiple decades in prison in the Philippines, all because he live streamed himself harassing strangers in the street, mall security guards, and stealing multiple items, including a mall security bike. Obviously, we're talking about the case surrounding Vitaly, who's an American-Russian YouTuber who was one of the largest prank channels back in the day, who unfortunately lost his mind and ended up serving some time due to horrifically attacking a jogger in Miami. But recently, he came back to the internet, and he's came back to the internet a few times, but in the most recent time,
Vitaly is like he's like Fuzi too, bro. I remember when I never really watched Vitaly or Fuzi too, but I remember like them two were like the epitome of like prank videos. It's so sad to see how the great have fallen. It's very sad, but yeah, it is what it is.
he decided to come back to the internet and essentially be a knockoff Johnny Somali for some reason. And in his comeback, he was definitely not wise when it comes to picking the country to be a nuisance in, the Philippines. I don't know why you would ever want to come to the Philippines and go live with the title Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines, as that is probably one of the last countries I would ever want to have that title in my stream, let alone go around and harass people and then steal multiple items while live streaming yourself doing so. It's like the influencer version of Darwinism. And his actions are definitely catching up to him here now because he was just perp walked out in front of the entire country.
Secretary John Remulla will now make a statement.
All this for the views, man. All this, because I can bet you he's probably filming everything. He's most likely, if he does get out of this situation, he's most likely gonna make a YouTube video out of this. But it's like, bro, really? Like, all this for a YouTube video? Like, you're risking your life, 24 years in prison for a YouTube video? Is it really that worth it, bro? All right.
Yeah, the smirk he had during his arrest and mugshot, that's completely gone. Dude, he was warned multiple times. He didn't care. He just openly embraced going to jail in the Philippines on his stream. And now he's in even more trouble than what I think he's ever been in his life. And that really, really sets the bar when you situation that happened in Miami. Because if you have a horrific attack on your record and somehow you're in more trouble than what you were then, oh boy. So what are they charging him for?
Vitaly engaged in multiple disruptive and inappropriate acts, including attempting to kiss and grab him, trying to seize his service firearm, taking videos of him without consent, mocking other security guards, and vlogging without a permit in BGC. Also, in Vitaly's latest video in BGC, nakita siyang sumasakay ng patrol motorcycle na walang abiso.
Oh, wow. There's just a whole plethora of charges here that can be disastrous for him. They're also talking not just fully English, they're speaking tag-along with English, which I think they call Taglish. So I had to transcribe a lot of this to actually understand what is going on and then run it through ChatGPT and then have ChatGPT essentially tell me what they were saying. So it's not fully spot on yet, but that's what happens when we're trying to break this news. So here we have, I guess, the charges against Vitaly, which aren't 100% set in stone from what I can tell, because he just kind of threw out a lot of the things that happened that they're investigating him for. So first you have unjust vexation, which is engaging in behavior that caused annoyance and distress to others. Then you have alarm and scandal, which is actions that disturb public peace and order. Then you had attempted theft, which was trying to unlawfully take a security guard's firearm. That's a serious.
Whoa. He tried to take a security's firearm? Like, what? Why? Why though? Like, why?
Charge. That is, like, did this happen after my coverage? Did this happen after he was arrested? I don't remember that being on the stream that I skimmed through. That is a serious charge. Then you have the 2 counts of theft if they go after him for taking the motorcycle and the industrial fan, and then also that face mask, but they return the face mask pretty quickly. So we'll see what they do there. Then you have the threatening to rob an old lady as well. But what I didn't know until now is apparently if you steal a motorcycle in the Philippines, you can actually get up to life in prison. And this is all due to a newer and stricter
Imagine getting life in prison for stealing a bike. That's tough.
law they put in place around 2016. Now, will he get life in prison? There's no way. But the fact that you would even go to a country and do something that can give you a maximum of life in prison is insane. I am seeing multiple locals say that he could be facing up to 24 years in prison, as it's up to 12 years for each of the counts of theft there. And that's just the theft cases alone. And then you have all these other charges up here as well. So will he get this amount of time? Probably not. But I don't think he's going to just leave the country next week, to put it lightly. It seems like they very much so want to charge him. So then
I feel like American streamers and just influencers or people that create content need to understand that, bro. When you're going to these foreign countries, man, you need to understand that you have to respect their culture. You have to respect their rules, man. I don't know if you think because you're American that you can behave a certain way and think that because you have an American passport or because you were born in American soil that you can behave any kind of way and think that you will be fine. That's not how things work. That's just not how things work. Some of these countries will literally make an example out of you. Just so other content creators know that, if you come here, we're not playing games. And I feel like Speed is actually another video that I'm gonna make talking about Speed. And it's good that we have content creators like Speed that at least show that, there's also a good side to these content creators that go to different countries and show, a positive side of not only Americans, but also a positive side of the country that they're going to, which I think is why Speed is also a very good role model for these, streamers or content creators that want to go to different countries.
also, they go on to say that charges also stem from incidents where Vitaly is seen grabbing a security guard's hat, attempting to seize another guard's firearm, and threatening to rob a woman in Bonifacio Global C. Now, Secretary Ramola, who is the guy that essentially had him perp walked out there in front of the whole country, now he said that Vitaly will not be deported immediately, but will remain in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility to face the charges filed against him. He also emphasized that no special treatment will be given, stating that we're done with foreigners who only insult Filipinos. This is an example that we are serious here in our country, and we won't let them belittle us. And they also stated that authorities are seeking Vitaly's cameraman, who may also face charges for enabling a commission of crime. This is a stark contrast from what we've seen Japan do with Johnny Somali, and now maybe even South Korea with Johnny Somali, as they seem to be playing way more softball with him there. In the Philippines, they're not messing around. They had him perp walk down in front of the whole country within a week of an arrest. Within the week of him doing it, they arrested him right away. They arrested him 2 days after my video on him. They arrested him on the 3rd of April. Now on the 7th of April, they're having him perp walked out in front of the entire country saying, hey, we're gonna make an example out of this guy. This is not okay. This is crazy. Why, as an influencer, would you ever go mess around and do this kind of content, especially not in your home country? Fair enough if you actually understand the laws of the place that you're in, but still, please never do stuff like this, because again, I want to live in a world where I can walk around in public without having to worry about being harassed by an IRL streamer. Is that so much to ask for? And I feel
never do this regardless if it's your country or not. Like, I think that should be very common sense, bro. I don't care where you are, even if it's your hometown, my boy. There's just certain things that you should know, like it's common decency, like you should know not to do. But I get it, people do this for clout, they do it for the views. But like, bro, you're willing to risk 24 years of your life for content? All right, whatever.
I feel like everyone in the world deserves that very basic right. If you're out in public, you shouldn't have some IRL streamer harassing you to try to get some sort of reaction so they can monetize it for their live stream. It's just not acceptable. But continuing, it says Vitaly's actions have drawn significant criticism and authorities are committed to ensuring accountability for his conduct in the Philippines. Here's a little snippet where he says that Vitaly has to take accountability for his own content.
People have to take responsibility for the content they create. It is not a license to shame or to hurt or to besmirch anyone. A vlog, ang social media, ay may kaakibat na responsibilidad.
But then Vitaly gets in trouble during the press conference because for some reason the dude just can't stay serious even though his freedom is literally on the line here. Bro's freedom is literally at stake. And speaking of the other stake, he's also now banned from Kick.com. So that stake deal is gone. He has officially been 404'd as he was so worried about becoming.
Before we give our next question, may I just remind Mr. Vitaly to respect the secretary while he is speaking and not say anything or gesture anything that is out of the ordinary. Thank you so much. So may we call on Mr. Rambo from DZXL.
Oh boy, that is the stare of a man who wants to put you under the...
Yeah, that stare right
Mr.
there.
Rambo from DZXL.
That's the stare of, nigga, I'm gonna put you in jail. You know that, right? Yeah, keep laughing. Yeah, my nigga, you're gonna be in jail very soon. yeah.
Oh boy, that is the stare of a man who wants to put you under the prison. Vitaly is in for a rough time. Who would have known that harassing people and just making an absolute fool out of yourself and I guess the platform that you represent would get you banned? I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I guess people need to be made examples of so others will learn. Because at the end of the day, no one wants this. And not even Kick wants this because Kick does not want to risk being banned in a whole country. So they're just gonna quickly ban and get rid of whatever streamer that causes a commotion like that. But then
The issue is streamers think that Kick, because it's very not liberal. The streamers think that Kick, because they allow a lot of things, they think that they can do anything. Every single platform has rules to a certain extent. Rumble has rules, Kick has rules, YouTube has rules, Twitch has rules, Twitter has rules. You know, as much as they might seem to promote freedom of speech, you know, they have rules. Each platform has rules because at the end of the day, guess what? They have to make money. And if they don't follow a country's policies or country's rules, guess what? That's basically a version of them getting demonetized. You know how certain YouTubers get demonetized on YouTube? Yeah, that's their version of getting demonetized when they get banned from a country, when they get banned from an area. That's, you know, they don't want to get demonetized. They don't want to get banned from a country. So yes, they also have rules, just like any other platform.
Journalist asked if Vitaly is allowed to speak.
Good morning, Secretary Jess Cruzat from ABS-CBN News. May I ask if Mr. Vitaly is allowed to speak?
No, not today. Only in a formal inquest.
All right. Okay.
I mean, you could see Vitaly's disappointment there. This is such an insane situation that's just so incredibly self-inflicted, like so many of the other stories that we cover. Why would you ever do this to yourself and to other people? But something I was not expecting was being credited by the police for arresting him or for finding out about this. Because here a day ago, the Taguig City police station posted criminal charges filed against YouTuber Vitaly over viral VGC incident. The Taguig police station has taken swift and divisive action in response against a viral video involving Russian-American YouTuber Vitaly, who is now facing multiple criminal complaints following an incident at Bonifacio Global City that drew widespread public outrage. Authorities immediately launched an investigation after receiving reports from local residents and security personnel who allegedly harassed the foreign content creator. Police gathered statements, reviewed complaints before the city's prosecutor's office on April 3rd, 2025. They also coordinated with hotel management and local establishments in the area to secure evidence and ensure accountability. The incident stemmed from a video posted on April 1st, 2025 by the YouTube channel Atozi, titled "Scumbag IRL Streamer Destroys His Life in the Philippines Live." That title aged very well now. Was not expecting to see my video in an official police statement though. I just saw his live stream and I was like, there's no way this guy's this stupid to be doing that there. so I made a video on it. The video, which has reached over 600,000 views, shows Vitaly aggressively approaching and filming people in the street in Taguig. Vitaly, 32, was reportedly staying in a hotel in Fort Bonifacio during the visit. On March 31st, around 11 a.m., he was seen walking along Bonifacio High Street where the incident took place. He was caught on video confronting several individuals while making live streaming content for social media. According to reports, these affected include security guards and workers in the area. One guard said that Vitaly forcefully pulled his ID from his neck. Another worker said that the YouTuber took his hat without permission, while a third, also a security guard personnel, claimed that the foreigner tried to grab his service firearm. Yeah, okay, so I mean, that is a serious charge. Recognizing the suspect's foreign nationality, the Taguig police also coordinated with the Bureau of Immigration to determine possible violations of immigration laws. A formal request was sent to the BI for updates of the YouTuber's current status for guidance and further action. Taguig authorities have issued a strong reminder to all visitors and online content creators to respect local laws, warning that actions meant to harass or humiliate people, whether it's on camera or not, can have serious consequences. The Taguig City Police Station assured the public that they're continuing to monitor the case and are committed to protecting residents from similar incidents in the future. I mean, shout out the Philippines for handling this so quickly. And also, like, this should definitely not scare anyone from going to the Philippines because they want tourism there. They just don't want people to be live streaming and harassing people in public. It's
just like any other country, like it's a very simple concept, but just like any other country, right? They want people to visit because they make money off tourism. But again, like any other country, then they're not gonna want people that are there to cause a scene, to disturb the culture, to disturb the people. That's not what they want. That's not what they want. And it's like, imagine if you invite a friend of yours to your house and they say, oh yeah, I'm bringing a friend of mine, is it cool? And because he's your friend, you accept it because you probably, and I'm talking about like a very close friend of yours, and he's saying, yo, I'm bringing a friend of mine. Now some people are gonna say no, but let's just say you say yes, right? And he brings a friend, and the friend starts acting out like completely. You're gonna be like, yo, like you upset with your friend, like what's wrong with you? And it's gonna make you start to not want bring people that you don't know to your house, even if you know the person, even if you know the close friend that brought the friend. You're still gonna be like, okay, next time I'm not going to allow this to happen. And the reason why I'm giving this example is because these countries, they all have relationships, right? So it's like the close friend, even though they're not close friends, they still have a relationship. But if I'm allowing your people to come into my country and this is what they're doing, it's gonna make some kind of friction between us, and this is how countries then start to not allow certain group of people to get into the country. Like they start to ban Americans from coming into the country, or start to ban Russians, or that's how these things happen.
Very easy to go visit a country and not act like the town. That's crazy being in an official Filipino police statement. Shout out to all my Filipinos. I love you guys. I'm currently in a different setup, as you can see, because I'm currently traveling to go to yet another crazy influencer trial. I guess we just do that now. I've had a lot of fun doing it. So here we're going to another case tomorrow, and I have to get up at 5 in the morning. It's currently at 2:41 a.m. So I won't be getting too much sleep because I have to drive for a couple hours tomorrow to get to this court case because it is in the middle of nowhere. But hey, if this video gets like 75,000 likes, I might fly out to the Philippines as well to go to Vitaly's trial. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.
Hey man, shout out to Tozy. Yeah, guys, tell me what you think about this Vitaly case. Again, like I said before, people just need to learn that if you're going to a different country, you have to respect the people. And this goes for everything. This goes for if you're going to someone's house, you have to respect the rules because you're on that person's house. It's not your house. Regardless if you might agree with the rules, you still have to follow the rules. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are when it comes to this Vitaly case. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel. Also make sure to check out my social media accounts. And yeah, also check this video out, which I think you would like very much. Alright, I'm out. Peace.